Hi, it's Dwyer, gamblersadvisory.com. Here, the morning after Wladimir Klitschko's stoppage of Sam Peter. Klitschko successfully defended his share of the heavyweight title. But I believe it's in these fights that you can figure out a fighter's strengths and weaknesses. And I believe that Wladimir Klitschko showed some vulnerabilities in this fight. And why don't we talk about it? Because it's possible that Wladimir Klitschko might be fighting David Haye down the road, might be fighting Tomas Ademic, might be fighting some others in the heavyweight division. Now, I really do believe that styles make fights, um, not just in the fight, but also historical styles that you can look at current fighters and you can compare and contrast them to historical greats, and based on that comparison you can figure out the kind of opponent who would give that fighter problems. Vladimir Klitschko has the same problems that Muhammad Ali had. If you look at Ali fights, and perhaps it's heresy, but let me talk about an all-time great. If you look at Ali's fights, you're going to see that Muhammad Ali almost never threw meaningful punches to the body. He wasn't a body puncher. His focus was an opponent's head, right? So Ali really never developed the skill set that comes with being a devastating body puncher. You're not going to confuse Ali with heavyweight champs like Joe Louis, who could take you out to the body. That wasn't Ali. Now, take a look at the first two rounds, and they, to me, are the most intriguing rounds of the fight, of Sam Peters' match against Vladimir Klitschko. And what I'd love for you to do, and keep in mind the fight right now is up on YouTube, what I'd love for you to do is to just count the body punches that Vladimir Klitschko throws. Folks, they're minimal. Klitschko, like Ali, is simply a headhunter. Now, I understand the two men are different in many respects, right? Ali was a combination puncher. He took you out really with combinations. Klitschko, on the other hand, is a gifted power puncher. He rarely throws even a three punch combination. He's a 1-2 guy, whereas Ali would throw five and six punches when he got on a roll. Also, while both men need distance to operate, Ali could hit you on the move, right? That was his game. He was fluid, especially young Ali. He was fluid with his feet, and as you came forward, he could hit you while moving, right? You remember the Sonny Liston rematch, the Phantom Punch. I believe that was a real punch. Uh, Ali hits Liston as Liston is coming forward and Ali is going backwards. Ali was gifted in terms of being able to punch on the move. When you look at Vladimir Klitschko has a good jab, but his feet need to be set for him to throw it, right? In fact, that's an overriding theme with Vladimir Klitschko. His feet really do need to be set, and he needs to have distance on his opponent to get off his punches. He's much more comfortable, just like with Ali, with the opponent 2 feet in front of him. I don't think he knows what to do if someone's right up on him. So let's think about the Ali legacy. Think about the kind of opponents who gave Ali a hard time. I believe those are exactly the kind of opponents who would give Vladimir Klitschko a hard time. And those opponents, just some common characteristics are they bring an energy where these, guys like Klitschko and Ali cannot get in rhythm. They cannot get comfortable. These are guys who are able to get inside and they can literally force a Klitschko or an Ali to need to tie them up, right? And they're throwing heavy volume of punches. In other words, the energy level is very important. And they're also throwing looping punches because Klitschko and Ali both have a certain structure to them. So I'm talking, if you recall Ali's career, I'm talking about the guy who gave him his first loss, Smoking Joe Frazier, right? I would say a Smoking Joe Frazier, Mike Tyson, Michael Cassidis type of fighter, right? Someone with an active defense, Bob and Weaver, with foot speed, who can get inside and then throw volume. You know, Joe Frazier, they called him smoking for a reason. He didn't get inside, hit you with one punch, and then admire his work. No, he got inside, then he was smoking. That kind of guy, in my opinion, he gave Ali a hard time. He would give Vladimir Klitschko a hard time. Let's go further. If you know that you are not going to get hit in the body, that completely changes the game, right? Ken Norton, another guy, broke Ali's jaw, right? Norton used to train with the great light heavyweight champion Archie Moore, right? Who was also very good friends with Big George Foreman. And Archie Moore, instead of having this defense, right, the old mongoose as was called, had a defense like this. This was what Ken Norton used to do. He learned it from Archie Moore. Now, the reason why this is important is Vladimir Klitschko throws two really good power punches, right? It's a left hook, the left hook that he used to take out Ray Austin, the left hook that he used to take out Eddie Chambers, right? And by the way, if you look in both of those fights, it's a long distance left hook, right? A significant problem that Vladimir Klitschko has is he can't throw power shots when you're right up on him, right? It's a long distance left hook, and he also throws a pretty good right cross. Now, if you're the opponent, right, if you're Ken Norton, for example, you know that Ali slash Klitschko is not going to be able to throw power punches to your body. So all you're trying to do, right, to get away from his right cross, which would come in on the left side of your head, is use the Archie Moore style and raise your hand, right? If you think about it, Ken Norton, take a look at the films. He hides his chin all in his shoulder, right? That's what Archie Moore would do. So there's nothing to hit. Then if you have a high guard, you don't need a low guard because the punches aren't going to come to your body. If you have a high guard and if you hold your hand at an angle, you can make it so that that right cross is almost impossible to land, right? Klitschko would have to be very accurate to get that right cross in. And my point is simply, if you get inside on Klitschko, he won't be able to throw that long distance left hook, right? The key is to get by Klitschko's jab. Take a look at the first round of the Sam Peter fight. He tries to pretend that he's Joe Frazier, believe it or not. He's bobbing and weaving out there, right? Unfortunately, Sam Peter doesn't have the stamina, doesn't have the volume to make it work, doesn't have the foot speed to make it work. In other words, he's Joe Frazier light in that first round, right? But you'll see that he actually has Klitschko backing up because Klitschko is not a Manny Pacquiao or Floyd Mayweather. He doesn't have lateral movement to just bounce a foot to the side rather than back up all the time. He's not a Bernard Hopkins. He can't bounce a foot to the side like Manny Pacquiao did against Oscar De La Hoya and then throw a combination even against a slower guy like Sam Peter. So what you're going to see in that first round is Klitschko is constantly trying to get distance between himself and Sam Peter so he can throw power shots, because I don't believe that he can throw power shots from in close. So a fighter like Kenny Norton, who could take away Klitschko's right cross and then, of course, have it set up so that he's guarding against, right, Klitschko's long distance left while he's getting inside of that left, would give Klitschko problems. If you want to see a masterpiece, look at Jimmy Young's destruction of Muhammad Ali. I know in the record books it went down as an Ali win. What Jimmy Young did is he figured out that Ali never went to the body. So Jimmy Young just guards his head the whole match. In one part of the match, he just sticks his head outside the ring, knowing that Ali's not going to hit his body. Young also did subtle things. He forced Ali to take the lead in that fight. Now, my other point to you is I'm not sure if David Haye or Tomas Ademic can fight a Mike Tyson, Joe Frazier, Michael Casitas type fight. I know that David Haye has the hand speed to do it. I know that David Haye is gifted with foot speed. I saw David Haye's fight against Enzo where he got inside, he stayed inside, and he finished Enzo, right? That's the kind of energy that would be needed to knock out Wladimir Klitschko. Because keep in mind, Klitschko's chin is suspect. My point is the same problems that caused Corey Sanders to knock out Wladimir Klitschko, they still exist. If you can break through Klitschko's shell, if you could get inside of his comfort zone, you can do major damage. Take a look at his feet. He's constantly trying to set his feet against Sam Peter. Folks, Sam Peter is not quick-footed, right? So Klitschko, isn't fluid, really does need distance to operate. David Haye and Tomas Ademic would have to get inside on him and would have to do it in a way where they just protect their head and they guard against a long distance left hook and a, right cross. By the way, count Wladimir Klitschko's uppercuts against slow Sam Peter, a shorter opponent, you're going to see that they're just not there. He cannot get off an uppercut in a snowstorm. I believe prime Mike Tyson would be exactly the kind of guy to take out Wladimir Klitschko. So if you want to know how to beat Klitschko, look at the people who beat Ali. And I'm talking about Ali when he was close to his prime. I'm not talking about the Ali who lost to Leon Spinks and Larry Holmes. Let me know what you think. Oh, let me also say one more thing. I say I have a little bit more time. Tomas Ademic used to fight the kind of style that I'm talking about when he was a light heavyweight. Interestingly enough, Ademic has changed his style now as a heavyweight, right? I do not believe he can fight the kind of fight he fought against Michael Grant, which was an in and out, outside fight, and beat Wladimir Klitschko. I think he's going to have to go back to the old Tomas Ademic of his light heavyweight days when he, practically brought a lunch pail and hard hat in the ring and got inside and made things a war. The Ademic who fought Paul Briggs. I think if he turns it up a notch, because the key with Klitschko is you can't be asleep at the wheel like Ruslan Chagayev was. You need to come in, force Klitschko to back up, force him to actually try to throw short punches. I don't think he can do that in a phone booth. I think you can smother Wladimir Klitschko. Let me know your thoughts. Visit us at gamblersadvisory.com and leave them for me here on YouTube. Thanks for watching.